what I wanted to show today is that these videos that are why the reason I am able to read these videos is because over the whole world people are dreaming in these exact same terms. So everybody is living, this is like the collective story that is happening, and the idea would be that the collective story is your timeline. So what you would have is that you would have the majority of the world is being like embedded into one story, which is then the whole idea of the apocalypse and then the emergence of a savior of sorts, which is like the big program that is being unfolded. And then you have the other side, which should then be the side where also there will be a apocalyptic events, in the sense of that there is a compensatory effect on the world, meaning if we go, like, the world has obviously gone into a complete wrong direction, and then there will be compensatory effects, just like how in your own life there would be compensatory effects. And these two timelines, as you said in the beginning, they're trying to like make them so look so much alike that people are not going to be able to distinguish them. And that's part of the big deception that is being unfolded on us. And this is why in the video of Rihanna and Britney Spears, what is being exposed there is really what is written in the book of Revelation, which is the what you call the marriage of the Lamb. And in this video, to just touch it, I'm just going wherever it goes, okay? But in this video, Rihanna is basically marrying what we would call the beast or the Antichrist. And these diamonds are really the different people that are in this collective wedding, which is called in the Bible the marriage of the Lamb. The idea of the marriage of the Lamb was that people would reach to the true self. The true self is really the spirit. And then in this kind of a collective communion, there would be like a ascension of sorts, a shift in energy. So the end of Pisces and the transition to Aquarius, this is the journey of the self, and the self makes this journey in terms of a story. This is why now Hollywood is so busy trying to sell us a false creation story, which is the story of the self. And the calendar, which is basically the Platonic month, is basically the story of the self, and we are at the point of what you would call the completion of this purpose of the story of the creation. So then what you're seeing in these videos is basically the story of the end of this cycle. So it's not a date, it's a story. But the story is about to fulfill itself around this time, which can be anywhere before or after 21/12/12. Not very long after, but it's not that exact moment, especially not given the fact that the whole Gregorian calendar is a hoax. So what we're calling 21/12/12 is not even probably today in terms of the true calendar, but it is around this time. But the point is, what I really want to convey is that so we are about to complete a story, and there is then this presence, which some would call like the invaders, which some would call the fallen angels. And they are trying to, via what we would call the tribe at the top of the pyramid, trying to to use this end of story script, which some would call the prophecy, to mimic it, but in an inverted way, and to then hijack the process, and then to create like a false singularity or rapture. And this is why it is somewhat disturbing to see the way they are mocking this so-called Maya calendar, saying, "Oh, you see, today is nothing. The world didn't end, and ha ha ha." What a set of fools who believed that today would be the end. Nobody believed that. Nobody that knows something about this. While this same controlled media is in there in all of these music videos, is participating in the creation of this end time, the fulfillment of this end time script, which is the prophecy.
Right. And the problem is the everybody has to speak the truth. So there has to be some truth in it somewhere, and it cannot also be too blatant to like put people on a different timeline. So they're like parallel still.
Yeah, because they have to. This is the point. The human collective unconscious is, we are wired to this story. This is who we are. This is the dream. What you call what has been. Also, you will realize that everything has been stolen from the true story and used. For instance, um, the whole idea of the American dream has been, is the idea of the dream, living your dream, is that you live the story of what your true self belongs to. And this has been hijacked in this new age thing about, the law of attraction and manifesting things. The American dream has become, how do I make the $1 billion? It's totally a corrupted, inverted version of the true story. The true dream is that when you find the self is part of a dream, a story, and that is what you need to manifest in in your life. So you need to live the dream. But so what? Yes. So what has been done is that all of these, the human being is like wired to this. But this is who we are. And then, so obviously, this is why they want to use this. But then,
So they have to use it.
they have to, but in an inverted form, in an upside down form. So then you get the American dream becomes the corrupted version is then making the money. And but I just want to say that. So we are at the point of the fulfillment of this journey of the self, and this is the story that this constitutes has to do with this people via the work of the shadow, which is the true, what the cross truly meant. And yes, the church took this because they used everything of the real message, but in a corrupted form. And they used this is why you find the upside down cross in Satanism. So Satanism is really like the complete upside down version of true Christianity, which is about the self and not about Jesus or one Christ figure, but it was about people finding their true self. Um, so this whole thing is the true story is about the finding of these horses. The white horses in Revelation represent the true self, and the union of those horses represents then the marriage of the Lamb, and which would take us to Aquarius, which would be like another stage in consciousness. And the false timeline has taken everything of this down to the comma, but use this in terms of a hoax timeline, a false timeline.
While speaking the truth.
Right.
Because, like, for instance, if you take the video of Rihanna, you can see clearly that there are two stories in it, and one is the two horses running on the earth and the green meadows and all of that, and then it takes us in, suddenly you're in the underground, in the fire, and dark, and it's not so beautiful there. So that they have to speak the truth while they're lying about it,
Exactly.
about their program that they're trying to instill in you,
Yes.
that is end of time, because it's just, and it's very lonely in that video.
Yes.
It cannot be heaven.
Yes.
It's like the opposite.
Exactly. And this is what they call the great deception is upon us. It's because so the so people would wonder, yeah, if religion is completely corrupted, why would the Bible contain any truth? No, because they're using the very script, the true script, but unfolding it in an upside down way. So yes, the Bible does contain truth, but in an upside down fashion. So, and they're using the script. They need it because this script, this is not some, the book of Revelation is not some book that somebody set out to write. This is a revelation of the story of the self. And we're all dreaming it. It's not just
This is what Jung is right. His work is about that, about the self.
yes. So this is something that everybody has written about it, and everybody is dreaming it. And so this is not just a book. This is what we
Yeah.
contain in our book, which is
DNA.
yeah, exactly. And this is why they had to keep holding fast to that script. But I just want to say this something else, because it's obviously that Rihanna is the point of with the Rihanna video is that it's exactly found in the same script is found in the Britney Spears Will I Am Scream and Shout video, and this is really what Will I Am is really playing the demon fallen angel figure, antichrist figure. And in the Rihanna video, this is this guy, she's holding, you only get to see his arm, but then when she's holding his arm, you see this green serpent with the mouth open. These videos are showing the same script but in the false sense, and that is that these girls who are really MK Ultra mind control slaves are like who have been prostituted and turned into sex slaves and enslaved. This is why bondage is the the trend now. Everybody is dressing in bondage. They are being wedded, and it's not wedded. They are being chained to this demon.
The feminine.
And which is the complete inversion of the marriage of the Lamb. This is the marriage. This is the unholy union, rape, abuse, enslavement, prostitution, with what would be called this kingpin, this pimp. And that is now the inverted version of the marriage of the Lamb, where people are reach the self, which is to reach a new state of renewed wholeness, virginity. Not virginity in a sense of asexualness, but as the virginity as a symbol of wholeness and cleanliness, and that in this renewed self, there's a reunion to a new level of collective awareness. And then in the underworld, in the underversion, you find exactly that of how these girls are being. And we really need to become very clear about this, because people are not able to see that this is what you were saying just a while ago about speaking the lying with the truth, and so having to speak the lie but enshrouded in the true story.